Spring is sprung at Four Corners Farm in South Newbury, and they are happy to announce they have hundreds of wonderful flower baskets coming into bloom. Spring is also the best time of the year to purchase fresh asparagus, rhubarb, jam, milk, eggs, and cheese, and fresh picked daily spinach, all locally grown in the fertile fields of the Connecticut River Valley at Four Corners Farm in South Newbury. Open daily 9 to 5. Hey, good morning. We're 7 minutes after 6 and under cloudy skies and just a mist, not a heavy downpour like we experienced for most of the day yesterday. And right around 50 degrees right now, expected to head into the mid-60s for highs this afternoon. Taking a break and looking at the weather forecast, being brought to you by Manchester Brick Materials, where they offer crushed stone and ledge products. We will rock you at Manchester Brick Materials. They're at East Reigate and also at 596 Cross Road in Waterford. To line up your projects, all you have to do is call Darcy at 802-633-4122.
Is part of your property too tough to mow, or do you need a new driveway, or must fix your old one? Ask Manchester Brick Materials for a quote today. Plus for topsoil, erosion stone, riprap, and stay mat, plus crushed stone products from 3/4 inch plant mix up to 5 inches, Manchester Brick Materials will deliver or load it for you. 6:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. weekdays, 7 a.m. to 12 noon Saturdays, or by appointment. We will rock you with competitive pricing and estimates. Call 802-633-4122.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, mostly cloudy, morning showers likely, scattered in the afternoon, highs in the upper 50s to lower 60s, northeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Mostly to partly cloudy tonight, chance of an early shower, lows in the low to mid 40s. Partly to mostly sunny on Saturday after any early fog, highs in the low to mid 70s. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
Thank you, Lawrence. And let's see, around 7:30, we'll be chatting live with the Fairbanks Museum. At 9 minutes after 6, we're at 50, heading for the mid-60s today. That's the weather. It's brought to you by Manchester Brick Materials. Call Darcy at 802-633-4122. Do it today, lining up your projects, as Manchester Brick Materials has 2 convenient locations, 596 Crossroad, Waterford, and Route 5 North in East Reigate. Again, that's 802-633-4122.
Patriots continue to introduce all the new Patriots to the team. Linebacker Mike Brown, for example, 4 years played, 38 games played with the Browns and Vrabel's Titans.
It's been fun getting to know everybody, getting to know my teammates, getting to know the new coaches and some of the coaches I've been around before. So it's been fun just learning everything and getting used to the new city. And a couple guys I played with before, a couple linebackers, a couple safeties.
Mike Brown, tight end Julian Hill. This guy is different. He comes to the Patriots from Miami.
Look, the biggest thing with me is whoever's on the schedule. I know it sounds cliche, right? But who's ever on the schedule, whoever we got that week, that's the thought, man. I don't even have social media, so I don't even know who we play week 1, right? So guys in the locker room, they tell me, coaches, they tell me when it's week 1. So other guys might have different opinions, but myself, that's what I'm focused on.
Patriots tight end Julian Hill. Like I said,
it's Tracy Atkins. It's 17 minutes after 6. We're sitting under cloudy skies, 50 degrees. Taking a look at the weather forecast, this time being brought to you by Wells River Chevrolet, which is part of the Autosaver Group. And that's a really big deal, as in the Autosaver Group's Big Deal Plus that comes at no charge with the purchase or lease of every new or used vehicle.
Hi, this is Grace from the Autosaver Group's Wells River Chevrolet. Chevy has some really great vehicles like the sporty and affordable Trax, Trailblazer, and Equinox. We have the third row Traverse, the Tahoe, and of course the Chevy Silverado. Wells River Chevy. We also have the all-electric Blazer, Equinox, and Silverado EVs. We have something for everyone, and they all come with a Big Deal Plus. Stop by or shop online anytime at wellsriverchevy.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, mostly cloudy, morning showers likely, scattered in the afternoon, highs in the upper 50s to lower 60s, northeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Mostly to partly cloudy tonight, chance of an early shower, lows in the low to mid 40s. Partly to mostly sunny on Saturday after any early fog, highs in the low to mid 70s. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
All right, thank you. And compliments of your friends at Wells River Chevrolet. You're now up to date on the weekend weather. Wells River Chevrolet with same great people, same great experience, and, of course, the Big Deal Plus. They're on the web at wellsriverchevy.com. And at about 7:45 this morning, we'll be chatting with Ted Cooper as he...
Hi, it's Chelsea from Wise, and this is our 10th year producing Wise Words. Today, Emma, a sophomore from Hartford High School, is sharing Wise Words.
Relationships and sexual violence is a topic that many of us don't want to think or talk about. It makes us uncomfortable, and rightfully so. But if we don't talk about it, we can't stop it, and it doesn't make it easy for the survivors. When people can't talk about their experiences, they feel alone and can't get the support they need. Often, when we know someone has been hurt, we want to help, but we aren't sure what to do. We may be afraid we'll say or do the wrong thing and make it worse. There are simple things we can do to show our support. We can listen without judging, we can believe them, we can tell them they didn't deserve it and it wasn't their fault. We can ask them how we can help. What are some ways you can show your support?
These Wise Words are supported by the Hypertherm Hope Foundation, a proud sponsor of Wise and our goal to end violence, share hope, and change lives.
We have some very special guests here in the studio. We are talking to Lindsay, Lily, Mr. Eckhart, Principal Rella, Nolan, Alicio, and Wyatt, who are from Rivendell Academy, and they just came back from a trip to Spain, and it was from April 16th to April 27th. Good morning, folks.
Good morning. Morning. Buenos dias.
So let's just go through the questions. So I got some really fun questions to ask all of you. So I think I'll just kind of like start in order, and I'll ask Lindsay the first question. And so before the trip, what was the very first thing that came to mind when somebody said Spain?
I would have to say a friend of ours that graduated from our school a year earlier. She goes to college in Spain. So immediately I was like, oh my gosh, I get to visit her. So that was probably really fun.
Were you able to visit her?
Yeah, for a day we walked around like the central park of Madrid. It was really amazing.
Okay. All right. That's cool. And so, Lily, who on this trip packed the best and who definitely overpacked?
I would have to say who packed the best was probably Lindsay. And then I feel like everyone overpacked just a bit.
Really?
But,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. And Nolan, what was the biggest culture shock within like the first 24 hours after landing?
The biggest culture shock was probably they didn't speak English. So that was a big culture shock. And then also a lot of the restaurants you eat outside.
Okay. All right. And Alicio, what's something every day in Spain that surprised you? Was it transportation, stores, schedules, or even school life?
Nothing surprised me because I'm from Rome in Italy.
Okay.
So it's basically, I do the same life every day, which is so similar to the Spain one, Madrid. So it's basically a normal day for me in Madrid.
That's true because, Spanish and Italian are both Romance languages along with French. So similar culture, Southern Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And so remind people, so now it's a bonus question for you too. So I know I have a friend who speaks Portuguese, and he said he can listen to Spanish, but can't speak Spanish, but can hear it well. Same thing with Italian. How much can you understand Spanish because it's similar, a little bit similar to Italian, and how much is it harder for you?
So basically for me it's really easy because my mom is from Argentina, so I can speak Spanish too. But like in general, if you're Italian, yeah, you can really understand a lot of Spanish. Also a Spanish guy can understand. But like most of the time they say an Italian can understand more the Spanish, but the Spanish sometimes cannot understand the Italian.
Right. Like even though like andiamo is not vamonos, but it's almost similar.
It's like vamonos, it's in Spanish.
Right.
In Italian it's andiamo.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It's very similar.
All right. So then let me ask you then a bonus question. Okay. What did you learn about yourself from this trip?
I learned that I still got the European life.
Okay. All right, Wyatt, you ready? Yep. All right. So I'm trying to find a trick question for you here. Okay. Good. Yeah. What was it like experiencing another country with your classmates instead of with family?
I think with my classmates, it was more fun because they know like the stuff that I like to do, and then I know the stuff they like to do. And my family knows that too, but they're my age, so we know how to do stuff together, and like we have more of the same interests than me and my family do.
Okay. Principal Rella.
Oh, yes.
Okay. What do you think trips like this are important for students?
That's a great question. I think it helps all of us get out of our own culture, and it gives a perspective of a different culture. Not only is the language piece very important, and the idea of the trip was really about immersion, language and cultural immersion, but I think when you come back from a trip, going to another country, you really see your own culture and yourself differently. It really helps you learn that the way you might do things here is just one way, and there's other ways, and there's no right way or wrong way, but that there are multiple ways to live life.
Okay. All right. Mr. Eckhart, I was going to ask you the same question.
Oh, man, I love this stuff with kids. We really want to raise young adults, right? So it's like this is the best experience for getting them to think outside themselves, make their own decisions, navigate cities, take care of each other, keep themselves safe, and then, to mess up and sound like an idiot speaking Spanish and realize it's not the end of the world and that it's actually kind of fun. So
Okay.
I loved it.
Lindsay, what was the funniest thing that happened during the trip?
There were a lot. Every night we went around and we recapped, and each person said the funniest thing that happened for them that day. I would say the metro was pretty funny sometimes. I'd say traveling with everybody was really funny. We had to move and sometimes hurry a lot, and sometimes people weren't prepared or leaving things behind, which could be funny at times. Kind of lightened up the mood.
Yeah. So Lily, did anybody get lost or almost lost?
I don't think anyone got really lost. We stayed as a group mostly, or with our partner, but we did lose a suitcase, 2 suitcases, Alessio's and Nathaniel's. Nate's showed up a few days later, so.
So Nolan, what's one thing in Spain you wish we had more of back here in Vermont and New Hampshire?
I wish we had European Fanta.
European Fanta?
Yep.
How is it different?
It's definitely a different color. It's a lighter orange, and
It's yellow.
yeah, it's kind of yellow, and it just tastes better.
More citrusy, maybe?
Yeah.
And Alicio, did anyone accidentally embarrass themselves trying to speak Spanish?
Oh, everyone. Everyone, but I think it's fine. At the end of the trip, we were pretty good.
Okay. Yeah. And then Wyatt, was there a moment where you had to step outside your comfort zone?
Yeah, definitely ordering food. Some of the times I messed up ordering ice cream one time. Got the wrong size ice cream.
Would you get was it too small or too large?
It was too small.
It was too small. Perfect. So Principal Rella, what's next for the overseas trips? Is this something that's planning on every year now?
Yes. So Rivendell Academy is fortunate enough to have the tradition of every year they have done a international trip, and we usually stagger it between French speaking and Spanish speaking. So next year it will be a French speaking trip.
Okay. All right.
And then the year after that, it will come back to Spanish speaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Is there any particular folks that you want to thank for the trip?
Oh, yes. For this trip especially, we relied very heavily on the parents and the families of the students going. Normally, our trips are planned by the teachers, and we didn't have a Spanish teacher at the time. So we thought that the trip would be not happening, and that was very disappointing. But at one point, Mr. Eckert and I looked at each other and we said, we could do this. We could plan this trip in addition to our regular jobs. And we did. We pulled it off, but we really needed the help of the parents to fundraise for the trip. So they took on 99% of the fundraising and did a tremendous, tremendous job.
Right.
In the past, the teachers have done the fundraising, but really the thank you goes to not only the teachers but the community members, because people really give generously to support these kinds of experiences for our Rivendell Raptors.
Okay, all right. Mr. Eckhart, any comments?
Just seconding the community support is phenomenal. The Burn Foundation was super helpful for us. And yeah, I would just say we need to encourage more of this kind of travel. And these kids, they grew up like 2 years of maturity in 12 days. So parents, if you're thinking about maybe this is not a great idea, I don't want to send my little baby away, do it. It's uncomfortable and it's awkward and scary, but it's really not. It's actually the best thing you could possibly do.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you so much. We were talking to Lindsay, Lily, Mr. Eckhart, Principal Rella, Nolan, Elicio, and Wyatt. Thank you so much, folks.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's 6:33, 50 degrees and raining. Forecast being brought to you by St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, which is part of the Autosaver Group, where every deal comes with a Big Deal Plus, a 2-year unlimited scheduled maintenance plan, which includes free state inspections for life.
Holy schmoly, it's Matt LeCire from the Autosaver Group, St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. There's always something exciting happening at St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and there's never been a better time to stop in and see what's on the lot. We've got new Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram models arriving regularly, plus a strong selection of dependable pre-owned vehicles for every driver. Whether you want capability, comfort, style, or power, our team is here to help you find the vehicle that's right for you. And with our service department ready to help with maintenance and repairs, we're here to help you before, during, and after the sale. St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where Vermont comes to drive.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, mostly cloudy, morning showers likely, scattered in the afternoon, highs in the upper 50s to lower 60s, northeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Mostly to partly cloudy tonight, chance of an early shower, lows in the low to mid 40s. Partly to mostly sunny on Saturday after any early fog, highs in the low to mid 70s. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
And for St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, which is part of the Autosaver Group. They're also online at stjohnsburycdjr.com at 200 Memorial Drive in St. Johnsbury. 6:34, we're sitting at 50 degrees, and it is rain. It's 6:38, a good morning. Stephen, John, and friends taking you up to 9 o'clock this morning. Meanwhile, it's the Bear Ridge Speedway Race Report coming up in just a few minutes, brought to you by your friends at Wells River Chevrolet. With the raining, we're still at 50 degrees. Let's check out the weather. This time's being brought to you by Chief Crushing and Excavation. And they can take care of small, medium, big projects. All you have to do is call Chief. Do it today at 802-584-3868.
Chief Crushing and Excavation has plenty of products that can be delivered to you from one of their many nearby locations. Products available include sand for septic systems, crushed gravel, topsoil, clay fills, stay mat, ledge, and specialty items such as blue ledge and gravel. Chief Crushing and Excavation is fully insured and has Vermont and New Hampshire locations near you, including Wells River Quarry, the South Rygate Pit, Nick's Aggregate and Pike, and Blaisdell Sand and Gravel in North Haverhill. Excavation and full land clearing services are also available. For quarry operation hours, pricing, and directions, call Chief Crushing and Excavation at 802-584-3868.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, mostly cloudy, morning showers likely, scattered in the afternoon, highs in the upper 50s to lower 60s, northeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Mostly to partly cloudy tonight, chance of an early shower, lows in the low to mid 40s. Partly to mostly sunny on Saturday after any early fog, highs in the low to mid 70s. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
And updated weather this time around, brought to you by Chief Crushing and Excavation. Lining up your projects is easy by calling Chief. Do it today here in Vermont, 802-584-3868. We're getting set to check out, see what happened at Bear Ridge Speedway and also what's coming up this weekend. But first, we'll take a break, and we'll be talking with Butch and April right after we check out this important message.
Hi, this is Grace from the Autosaver Group's Wells River Chevrolet. Chevy has some really great vehicles like the sporty and affordable Trax, Trailblazer, and Equinox. We have the third row Traverse, the Tahoe, and of course the Chevy Silverado. Wells River Chevy, we also have the all-electric Blazer, Equinox, and Silverado EVs. We have something for everyone, and they all come with a Big Deal Plus. Stop by or shop online anytime at wellsriverchevy.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
There you go. It's brought to you by Wells River Chevrolet. It's 6:42, and the gang is here. Butch and April, morning.
Morning.
Well,
we got it in.
Here we are. You did. Good for you guys. Thought
Had to
about you a
work.
few times last Saturday when it was raining.
We put a tent up so the guys and gals wouldn't have to stand in the rain while they were waiting to sign in. So I think that helped a little bit.
Yeah. What you have to do.
You got to do what you got to do to get it in. But we got it in. It was, I think, from what photographers and stuff said, I think we were the only track in New England to put a show on Saturday night.
Did you have any delays or anything? Or
Well, technically.
Not really.
once you got rolling,
Yeah, once we got rolling, we were good. We
Yeah,
just,
I mean, it was a long day. We didn't get our photo shoot done because the track was so wet
was
you couldn't get on
raining.
it. But it did stop about 4:15.
Mm-hmm.
We got on the track about 4:30. Had a pack truck delay for about 15 minutes. And but
what?
I don't know what time we did start racing.
I what? honestly
What
don't.
truck? Just after.
What's that mean?
Pack truck. One of our trucks working the racetrack in.
Broke.
Oh.
Wheel
It
fell
became
off.
a three-wheeler instead of a four.
Oh, no.
We're like, okay. Because I asked somebody when they got there, and they're like, oh, about 10 minutes before the wheel fell off the truck. I'm like, okay, you were really there then.
That's what do they say when it rains, it pours.
pours.
Yeah, it does.
Oh,
Get
boy.
it out.
Man.
Get it out of the way.
But we got it rolling, and the track, it might have been a whisker greasy to start with, but it really came to it. I kind of called it a superb track. It had a lot of bite in it. It's a lot of bite, makes everybody look good, and it was fast. We had modifieds turning in the low to low 13-second range. So when you get down into 14 seconds for modified, you're doing pretty good clip out there.
Yeah, and
so.
you made the comment that it was almost too fast for opening day because everybody had that opening day mentality.
Yeah.
So
But it was good, fun, and
in.
I had a couple guys that complained about the track some, which was,
The ones that weren't winning.
the regular ones guys that usually complain about the track not being what they wanted for a racetrack for the night, but yeah, it's the way it goes.
It was the same
It's
for
the way it
everybody.
Yeah, everybody had the same racetrack to run on, and
Yeah.
everybody could make the same adjustments, and if you made the right adjustments, you were a hero. If you didn't make the right adjustments,
It was our fault.
well, somebody else has to pay the price, But anyway, it went well.
Let's want to find out what happened then?
Yes.
Of course we do.
And then the Sable and Sons Dirt Car Sportsman Modifieds. Todd Buchwald. And that was kind of a last lap pass.
He was the St. J.C. Deere. I think I wrote it twice. White flag.
Last lap
Lap
pass. Over Max Dolliver. Brian Chafee. Jason Gray. Robert Tucker. Ashton Pearson 6. Jeremy Huntoon. Owen Brown. Jason Horniak. And Thomas the Muffin Man Placey finished in the top 10.
But the way that reads, it sounds like it was the last place pass over Max, but actually the two of them got by Brian, who led most of the race. So the third
He
place.
actually led the whole race, didn't he?
I think
Pretty
so.
close.
The third place guy finished third on the last lap. He was leading the whole race.
So are you listening to the announcers so you know what's going on?
I can't hear them. There's a plastic wall between us.
Did you hear anything?
Not really enough, because I kept telling him they have to say stuff, and I was told they are saying it.
Are you like in the dark? I mean, you can comment on that.
I'm surprised you didn't say it. Yeah. How can I comment on that? I should have said that, and you would have said, "Really, you're just figuring that out?" I'm always in the dark. No. There's our room is where we're scoring. You can hear them talking, but you don't know what they're saying.
Well, I guess how do you know what's going on? Because you're keeping track of what's going on.
Well, we're
To a certain-
looking at the racetrack, and I have a headset.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
So you can see the track we are?
Yeah.
All right.
But
When Paul and I down there in a couple of weeks, you're going to have to give us a tour.
Well, you're going to be sitting right next to me.
Oh, no.
Close.
No, you won't.
Close. There's Norman
Two
and
rooms between you.
We're going to
Two rooms
bring
between
a
you.
wireless microphone. We're going to get around.
Good. Yeah. No. Yeah. You're.
You
We'll
need
give you a
to.
tour.
Yeah.
We'll give you a tour.
All right.
All right.
Anyway, meanwhile, back to last weekend's race.
And in the Wells River Chevrolet Dirt Car Sportsman Coupes, Jason Gray picked up the win over Michael Danforth, Todd Buchwald, Ricky Sandville, A.J. Pushy, Chris Roberts, Rookie for this year, Adam Osgood. There's an old name you haven't heard for a long time. I think he told me it's been 18 years since he's been driving there, and he's back to race with us again. Cooper Hodge, Ali Pushy, and the ageless one, Bob Shepard, rounded out the top 10.
And obviously he hadn't forgotten much if he finished in the top 10 the first time out after 18 years.
Well, there was 19 cars that started, so I guess,
He did pretty
he
good.
had to hold on and hang in there. Bob's going to be 75,
He's old.
6.
He's old.
Not quite the oldest guy we got racing with us, but he's working toward it. In the Dad's 4x2 and Supply Sportsman Limiteds, Brian King picked up the win over Keegan Tabor, Caitlin Pearson, Michael Kinney, Jordan Robinson, Sean King, Lucas Balsh, and Kelly Miller.
And that was cute, Victory Lane, because she says, "Am I supposed to be here?" We heard Justin say that.
Oh, of course you are.
Yes, get up here.
In the High Country Dispensaries, the late model feature, Kelly Miller picked up the win over Chad McAlpine, Tim Higgins, Ryan Christian, and Jeff Reynolds, your top 5. And in the La Valley Builder Supplies Dirt Stalkers, Keith Manser, John Fields, first and second. Great race between the two of them up front. Matt Pike led for a little bit. Keith took over the lead. John came along. He wanted the lead. Keith got back in the lead. Keith wound up winning it. Keith Manser, John Fields, Matt Pike. Mike Mann, Tyler Fellows, top 5, with Mike LaRock, Tim Blake, Tyler Stark, and David Hunt rounding out the top 9 that there was there. In the Woodsville Power Equipment Ridge Runners, Doug Boucher picked up the win over Riley Chafee, Kevin LaForest, Kyle Morris, Katie Burrows, top 5, Zach Audette, Ryan Sayers, Leonard Sanborn, Nathan Sargent, and Annie Tatro rounded out the top 10, and I think there was 22 of those guys there.
23.
Okay.
Yeah. A couple didn't start.
In the R.E. Hinckley 500 mini sprints, David Greenslit picked up the win over Jake Wolf. Bentley Robbins, Morgan McIntyre, Ryan Kudemarsh were your top 5 in that. And in the R.E. Hinckley Granite State mini sprint 600 cc's, Josh Ball picked up the win over the 17 car that they did not get a name for. Luke Hinckley, Cody Willett, and Dustin St. Clair picked up the win, 19 600s, and they were in the 12-second bracket.
We had over 100 cars, so we did good opening day.
What's R.E. Hinckley?
Heating oil down in Claremont.
Fuel company down in Claremont.
Okay, all right. Now we know.
Very nice. Yep.
Nice people, great people. Been in racing for a lot of years, especially right there in the Claremont area. When Claremont was in its heyday in the 70s and 80s, that was their home base.
Okay. So when you start getting close to race time, you're running the flag stand?
I'm on the flag stand.
Okay. When you're settling in,
In the
where
grader, or the water truck, or the pack truck, or the pack tractor, or rototill on the racetrack. Or
jack the truck up and put a new tire on.
And jack the truck up and get it off the racetrack so we can keep on racing for the night. But anyway, yeah, it was. It wasn't a funny incident, but it was.
Gotta laugh.
He kind of got a laugh at it. The guy that was running the water truck, he said, "Why couldn't you or David be driving that thing instead of me tonight?" It happens that way, you know.
It just happens.
You know. He was very unhappy with the situation. He's worked with us for a long time, but that's okay. You know, he's kind of got over it now. He hasn't got over it.
It wasn't his fault. Mechanical
I
error.
can blame it on him.
You can. We can blame him. I think we should blame him, but
it's all right.
Whoever was driving is the one that was at fault. They must have done something wrong. They were driving it.
Do either one of you do any announcing or make any announcements, or you just leave it to your track announcers?
Track announcers.
Track announcers, if it's possible, you know.
In a blue moon, we might say something, but it's a blue moon.
Who's on the track? Is it Justin?
Justin Bolio is our Victory Lane announcer. He does an amazing job.
Good.
We love having Justin down there.
Yeah, he was in here for the business spotlight maybe a year or two ago. Does a great job. Yeah.
Then we have Norman Rule and John Sleeper upstairs in the tower. They do an excellent job. John Sleeper sings our national anthems. Does an amazing job on the national anthem. So we're very blessed to have them. So
you go ahead.
And we got to thank FMS Napa Auto Parts of Bradford for being our opening day sponsor, which got rained out a week ago, and we left an opening, so just in case they do get rained out, we bring them back the second week, so they're
Sure.
still our opening day sponsor.
That's good.
So,
Yeah.
thank you, Mike and the boys down there, for being with us and
So
continued support.
Yeah, so the 2026 season is underway.
It's underway.
So what about
Officially.
this weekend? What's the deal?
No rain. We got
Looking good.
Everything.
We got a lot of racing going on this week. So I got to talk to the race director about this sometime, but
He's the one that makes the schedule, not me.
yeah, we got
Everything.
about everything going on. We got Sable & Sons Dirt Car Sportsman Modifieds. We got the Wells River Chevrolet Sportsman Coupes. We got Dirt Car Sportsman Coupes. Dad's 4x2 and Supply Sportsman Limiteds. We got the Midgets will be there this week. High Country Dispensary, the late models will be there. Little Valley Building Supply Dirt Stocks will be there. The Woodsville Power Equipment Ridge Runners will be there. And seeing how I was the one, I guess, that made the schedule up, Mini Sprints will be back for a second week in a row. So there's going to be a lot of racing. So
And then that was the one where they had the conflict later in the year, and we were able to, you said we could put them on that day, so that's why it feels off, but it is what you said they could do. When I get a question like that, he's the schedule man.
it is what it is. We'll
I
we'll
don't-
get through it. So
I do the other stuff. Like,
this racing PM, 6-ish PM, if we have good luck, hopefully we'll get started with either the midgets or the mini sprints, their heat races early, like 5:30.
Mm-hmm.
If we have good luck. But looking at the weather, we should be able to get it in. Last week, we skipped our pit meeting because we went right from drying the racetrack out to racing.
So what time did the flag fall for the first time?
I have no idea. You have to talk to that one because that was the one I don't have a watch, and she's the one that's got the
Before
clock.
6?
Last week?
Yeah.
Oh,
I have no clue.
It had to be shortly after
It
6
doesn't
or
matter.
so.
Well,
Yeah.
it was, what was wrong with your clock? It died. I'm like, wow, we're either really early or we've been talking a long time. We were like, because we were in the pits trying to sign everybody in, because the opening day we had processed 100 applications, so it was a lot. I'm still doing the paperwork, but anyway, we were trying to get people in, signed in, figuring out lineups, blah, 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 and all of a sudden he's like, I want cars on the track, so then things are happening fast. So you don't stop and look to see what time it is, you just, because at that point I have to go upstairs to the scoring system.
Right.
So I might be able to tell by looking at the scoring system, but who knows if the clock's right on the computer.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on behind the scenes with you guys, but when it's race time, you get to your positions just like everybody else does.
Yes.
Good. All right. So 6
When
o'clock
are
tomorrow
you-
night, a lot of racing.
When are you coming?
Right now, we're hoping the 30th. So I went through the
Sprint car night.
schedule after talking with you.
And you never gave me back dates.
I know.
Because that's what
This
is the part of the schedule that I do.
Between my personal life, Paul's personal life, and other stuff that happens, I think I've changed the schedule 10 times. So I think right now we're going to be there on the 30th.
It's like herding cats, huh?
So after I talked to you last week, I did go through the schedule to try to mix it up so that we were there different nights.
Perfect.
So we're going to be there 4 or 5 times.
Okay. You wanted more, and I said once a month. You have to earn the right to be there more than once a month.
Yeah. I'll fix you.
You have to bad rap to fix.
Nothing to do with
Nothing
any
to
of
do
it.
with you. Nothing to do with you, but guilt by association.
I can make the ship up right.
Guilt by association. So
Right.
if I see you leaving before the last race, I'll kick your butt.
So final comments?
Hey, let's hope for a good sunshiny Saturday so we can get the track laid out early, get it running in, and have a good race night.
That's right. And the weather's looking good in the 70s tomorrow.
Wow. We haven't had that except one day back in
January.
Must have been in April.
Yeah,
We had that.
yeah, it really was. It's been a while. Anyway, good. We thank Wells River Chevrolet, our sponsor of the Bear Ridge Speedway Race Report.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Talk to you next Friday. In Bradford, Farmway invites you to shop their in-stock Lazy Boy furniture. Farmway has plenty of styles and colors to choose from, something to fit everybody, including pet-friendly fabrics. Check the prices. You won't be disappointed. Shop in a friendly, no-pressure atmosphere. And if you don't see it, Farmway can order it. Delivery and removal is available. Just ask about the rates. At Farmway, they take immense pride in offering a wide selection of top-quality brands in footwear, clothing, camping, and hunting gear, furniture, and gifts. Shop locally in Bradford at Farmway.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, mostly cloudy, morning showers likely, scattered in the afternoon, highs in the upper 50s to lower 60s, northeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Mostly to partly cloudy tonight, chance of an early shower, lows in the low to mid 40s. Partly to mostly sunny on Saturday after any early fog, highs in the low to mid 70s. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
All right, there you have it, 6:58, and still a little bit of rain, and we're going to experience that today, but it's going to get better. Plenty of sunshines in the forecast this weekend. But, you know, they got Paddle the Border, and they can help you out at Farmway right there in Bradford, a kayak or a canoe and all the good stuff to go with it. You want to stay safe with those flotation devices, so be sure to get down there and check it out, as Paddle the Border is this weekend, and Farmway can help you out. Farmway is open a little bit later tonight, and they are also online at vermontgear.com. The latest world and national news from the CBS World News Network.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
The relationship is a very strong one.
President Trump's pronouncement before he got on a flight home after this week's talks in Beijing. Correspondent Jared Hill.
A stately send-off for President Trump after wrapping up his two-day summit with Chinese President Xi Jinping. The president played up a spirit of friendship in his second state visit to Beijing, but hanging over the trip, the U.S. war with Iran, a major Chinese trading partner. President Trump says Xi offered to help reach a peace deal.
We feel very similar to Iran. We want that to end. We don't want them to have a nuclear weapon. We want the straits open.
The president made no mention of China's biggest concern, the future of Taiwan. The tolls jumped to 24, death toll has in yesterday's Russian missile attack on an apartment building in Kyiv. Locals say 3 teenagers are among the dead. CBS's Aidan Stretch is there.
Ukrainian officials say this was Russia's largest missile and drone attack over a 2-day period since its full-scale invasion began in 2022.
President Zelensky says 48 people were wounded. Sources tell CBS News the Department of Justice is taking steps to indict former 94-year-old Cuban President Raul Castro over the downing of a humanitarian plane 30 years ago. CBS's Sarah Lynch.
When this incident happened, Cuba had alleged that these planes, which were being flown by a humanitarian group, had flown into Cuban airspace and that this was justified.
CIA Director John Ratcliffe traveled to Cuba yesterday and met with Castro's son, nicknamed Raulito. Cubans have been protesting fuel shortages that have left the island mostly in the dark after the U.S. imposed an oil blockade. Here in the U.S., Oklahoma, the latest state to sue Roblox over child safety concerns.
Oklahoma's lawsuit accuses the popular gaming platform of turning a blind eye as predators targeted and exploited minors. The suit says in one case, a 12-year-old girl was coerced into sending explicit photos and videos to a man in his 40s who posed as a teenager on the platform. Last month, Roblox reached a $12 million settlement with Nevada Attorney General Aaron Ford over a similar lawsuit.
As our children connect online, we must be aware that there are those who would seek to harm them.
Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Fire officials in Ohio say 2 people were killed when their small plane crashed into a home in Akron and exploded into flames. Fire Chief Sergey Lash.
The family was home. There were 4 individuals that lived there, and thankfully they all made it out safely with no injuries.
2 of them children. The FAA and NTSB are investigating. This is CBS News.
4 minutes after 7, a good morning. It's still raining, and it's expected to, I guess, get lighter rain than what we saw yesterday. Some downpours, boy, towards the end of the day and overnight. Right now it's 50 and a little rain here in the listening area. Expected to see the mid-60s today, but more sunshine this weekend with temperatures into the 70s. We'll keep you updated as we do. Compliments of our sponsors and our meteorologists at the Fairbanks Museum. This time we're checking out the weather. Compliments of your friends at Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Littleton, home of the big deal.
Hi, it's Kevin again from Crosstown Motors. As the days get longer and the weather gets warmer, the deals are heating up here in Littleton. It's the Declaration of Deals sales event. Your chance to drive home the all-new 2026 models from Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Check out the reimagined new 2026 Jeep Cherokee Turbo Hybrid Power with 37 miles per gallon and over 500 miles of range. The trail-rated Jeep Wrangler in 2-door or 4-door, built for every adventure. The family-ready Chrysler Pacifica, the rugged Jeep Compass and Gladiator, and the bold new 2026 Dodge Durango with massive space and muscle. Don't miss out the electric Dodge Charger Daytona Pure Electrified Thrill or the Charger Scat Pack with the Hurricane 3.0-liter twin turbo punch. And for Ram fans, the Ram 1500 and heavy-duty Ram trucks are here with the 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Built to last, built to haul. New inventory is moving fast at Crosstown Motors. Come in today, beat the heat with the hottest deals of the summer, and drive away happy. Crosstown Motors, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, right here in Littleton, New Hampshire.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, mostly cloudy, morning showers likely, scattered in the afternoon, highs in the upper 50s to lower 60s, northeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Mostly to partly cloudy tonight, chance of an early shower, lows in the low to mid 40s. Partly to mostly sunny on Saturday after any early fog, highs in the low to mid 70s. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
Thank you. 6 minutes after 7, still hanging at 50 degrees. Some rain is with us. Things are certainly greening up, that's for sure. And not sure about Paddle the Border this Sunday. Well, the water, obviously, quite high on the Connecticut River as we speak. So we'll continue to keep you updated in regards to Paddle the Border, which is this Sunday on the Connecticut River. Updated weather this time brought to you by Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Littleton, home of the big deal. As we said, we're at 50 degrees. It is 7:07. Let's find out what's happening with the Red Sox. Tom Cuddy.
At Fenway, another home team loss. Phillies 3, Red Sox 1. Neither team scored before the 8th inning, only to have the Red Sox strand 3 base runners on third base earlier in the game. Manager Chad Tracy.
Whether it's a 2-out hit or a line drive with a man on third, that you could look up and be up 3-0. Again, gave ourselves the opportunities, and we're a hit or two away from leading that game late. And things change. They change with momentum changes with the missed opportunities, and we just got to keep going.
Chad Tracy. Ranger Suarez pitched well. Willier Abreu 2 base hits and the RBI. Red Sox 22 home games played this season. Only 8 wins at home. Willier Abreu post game.
It's hard. At the same time, it's good for us that we're creating the opportunities, but we just try to try to put the ball more in play with those runners in scoring position, and try to see what happens.
Bob Yaroshevich, the owner of Wild Vermont Customs, Wise Enterprises, joins us from a job site. He is so busy. How you doing, Bob?
Good. How are you?
We're doing good, Bob. All right. Give us an update on the project that you've been working on for the last few months.
Well, this is the project up in Ferrisburg. That's a bakery, grain processing center, and distillery. We're not putting up the distillery portion of the building this year because we just ran out of time to get stuff going for that. So we're concentrating on getting the bakery, the grain processing going. We do have 63 barrels of whiskey sitting in our whiskey storage room in here. And it's getting close to age to start bottling. So I'm hoping maybe in June that we're going to actually start bottling some whiskey.
Okay. So this project actually started when? Has this been in the making the last few years, or is this just something that started in 2026?
So the engineering and concepts, design, and all that stuff, we started back in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
The actual construction started probably end of July of 2025.
Okay, so almost a year into it then.
Yeah, and we're working to have the fire marshal here a week from today, and hopefully give us our certificate of occupancy, and we'll be good to start baking bread and making pizza dough and bottling whiskey.
All right. So as I said at the beginning of the conversation, while Vermont Customs, Wise Enterprises, two businesses kind of intertwined into one, as Bob Yaroshevich and, of course, his son Gabe and Jasper do a great job of keeping these big projects rolling. What about smaller projects for, our lay people, more involved with our listeners, so to speak, Bob?
Well, that's the stuff that Wild Vermont Customs is more tailored to.
Okay.
Whether it be powder coating or hydro dipping or doing some custom paint or custom metal artwork or some metal fabrication. You'll probably be seeing in some of the parades around trike that we just made a flag holder for the back of. So he's holds 5 flags in the back of the trike. And he can go parading down the road, and he's got his flags flying behind him.
Yeah. The way this is the 250th, so the fairs and the parades are going to be a big deal this year. So I mentioned fair, North Haverhill Fair. You guys got some projects already in line for that, I assume.
We do. We're working on two bigger projects. One of them is a multi-year project, so it's not going to be a finished project when it bring it to the fair this year, but what it's going to be is it's going to be a bring to the fair as a work in progress. I think it would really interest people to see kind of all the steps that go into some of these bigger projects. Mm-hmm. And this is a project that would be more aimed toward the average listener, not necessarily an industrial customer. But it should be interesting. I think people will really enjoy it. Mm-hmm. And all my free time, which isn't much, I've been working on concentrating on that. So,
yeah, well, summer's coming in a hurry all of a sudden, and then we're heading into the fourth quarter. So summertime, or let's say warm weather projects, a couple of things that might come to mind that our listeners would be interested in, Bob.
We had a number of people ask us about hydro dipping their turkey guns. I didn't want to do it prior to turkey season, and that's when we got a bunch of the calls. It doesn't give the hydro dip enough time to cure and off gas. So now's the time. Now that we're getting toward the end of turkey season. We got about 2 or 2.5 more weeks. Once turkey season's over, that'd be a great time to do those, or your hunting rifle for fall.
Yeah.
Now would be the time to do it, so it's done and it's got a chance to off gas and everything cure before the fall hunts come around.
Yeah, that's pretty important stuff. Do you have any idea how much it costs to typically do one of those?
Yeah, it depends a bunch on what actual print wants to be put on it.
Yeah.
But typically we range between say $100 and $200.
All right.
The $200 is usually something that's a lot more intricate, where the customer wanted us to do some individual pieces of different colors so that they stand out. Maybe your safety got done a different color, mm-hmm. or something along those lines. Typically, a simple stock, like a shotgun due to stock and the foregrip, you're looking at that like $125 usually.
That gives our listeners a good idea and a barometer to go by. All right, some of the stuff can it be seen at your Facebook page or your website?
There's stuff on both. Because we've been so busy on this project and I've been traveling to Ferrisburg every day, mm-hmm. I haven't updated my Facebook page in a while.
Sure.
But I'm going to try to get some stuff on there. We've been doing projects and we have pictures of some of them. It's just the time to sit down and actually get them posted.
Okay.
So we'll try to get some of those posted. We've done some turbo intakes for some diesels. We did some Illusion Purple turbo intakes. We made this flag holder. We've done a bunch of smalls for people. So we'll try to get a bunch of that posted, hopefully here in the next week or two.
And contact you. How do they contact you?
Best way is to go to our Facebook page, which is Wild Vermont Customs, and message me through Facebook. Once you message me and we can get a conversation started so I know what you're looking for, then I can actually sit somewhere where I can have a phone conversation or get them to come up to the shop and we can look through some different film prints or whatever the case may be.
That's good. All right. So, Bob, we appreciate you taking time out of your big project over there, Wild Vermont Customs, Wise Enterprises, and we'll get another update in a couple of weeks from you.
Perfect. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
At 15 minutes after 7. Glad you could join us this morning, Stephen, John, and friends. We take it at 9 o'clock. And still to come your way, a conversation ahead with Tracy Puffer at Riverbank Career Technical Center in Bradford. We have the birthdays and anniversaries coming your way at 7:30. And then a conversation with Mark Breen at the Fairbanks Museum. And Ted Cooper will join us on the phone from Wells River Chevrolet, wrapping up our 7 o'clock hour. Then we head into a busy 8 o'clock hour today on this Friday, the 15th day of May, 2026. And now the weather at 15 after 7. We're still at 50 degrees with a little rain here in the listening area, heading for the mid-60s today. Being brought to you by Woodsville Power Equipment with sales, service, parts, repairs, Bobcat of Woodsville on the lot, and also Milwaukee Equipment. Be sure to stop in. Doesn't matter what time of the year it is, they can keep you going. Take your lawn to the next level with the help of Woodsville Power Equipment Tool and Rental and the Husqvarna MZ54 Zero Turn Mower. It delivers commercial-style performance with homeowner-friendly comfort and control because great lawns deserve great tools. Cut your mowing time in half and do it with precision. Husqvarna Zero-Turn Mowers deliver pro-level performance. Whether you're tackling a backyard or a full day of yard work, check out Husqvarna's full lineup of Zero-Turn Mowers at Woodsville Power Equipment Tool and Rental.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: a few morning showers possible, then periods of sun developing this afternoon with a stray localized shower. Highs 60 to 65. Tonight, any spotty showers giving way to partly cloudy skies overnight and some areas of fog. Lows in the 40s. Saturday, the fog birds off to sunshine, some afternoon clouds, 70 to 75, partly sunny on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
Hey, Mark, thank you very much. As we approach 17 minutes after 7, still at 50 degrees, and in the listening area, there is light rain. That's the latest weather. Compliments of Woodsville Power Equipment, local sales, service, parts, repairs, expert advice, and an incredible inventory over there at Woodsville Power Equipment. Be sure to stop in and check them out. They're at 4942 Dartmouth College Highway. And don't forget, Bobcat of Woodsville is on the lot as well. 50 degrees at 17 minutes after 7. Good morning. We welcome our guest this week from Riverbank Career Technical Center, Tracy Puffer, who is the Assistant Director and also in charge of Adult Education. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, Tracy.
Of course. I enjoy coming to chat with you.
We look forward to having you as well. A lot of great information that comes from you. So let's talk about adult education first. You've got a lot of important dates coming up, Tracy.
Yeah, so at the end of May, on Thursday, May 28th, we have our final Community Heart Saver CPR course going on from 3 to 6. So if you need CPR certification for any job that you have, or you just want to be CPR certified, please join us here at Riverbend. We have a great instructor, Tom Lehman, our EMS instructor, teaches that class, and he has his students come and help him teach that class. So it's a great experience for his students to sort of be teaching those skills to others to solidify them for themselves.
All right, and you have other classes as well in adult ed.
We sure do. This summer, we are doing our annual CDL course with Giroux Transportation out of Barrie. They come over here to our Riverbend campus and teach a class, and that goes from the first week of June, I think it's about June 8th, until mid-August.
Mm-hmm. Do any of these classes for adult ed come with any expense to the people that are listening to us that have an interest in it, Tracy?
So the CPR class is $75 per person.
Okay.
And the CDL class, depending on what level of a CDL you want to get, there is costs associated with that. However, there's also lots of financial aid available for people. In particular, if you live in Vermont, VSAC has lots of scholarships for adults when it comes to adult education courses, in particular for CDL, and they have access to lots of other financial aid as well, including an interest-free forgivable loan that if you work in the state of Vermont for 1 year, the entire loan is forgiven. So there's some really good financial aid out there, in particular for Vermont residents.
Yeah, and so many opportunities after you get your CDL, so check that out.
Absolutely.
And I believe there's one more class you wanted to feature.
Yes, so we are Finally, so excited to be offering an LNA class this fall in conjunction with Margaret Pratt. And that advertising will go out shortly for people to begin to register for that class.
Good.
It'll happen mid-August through mid-September.
All right. Additional information for all of these three things you just mentioned in adult ed is available where, and contacting you, I assume.
Yep, you can find all of this information on our website, rbctc.org. And you can also email me at tracy.puffer@oesu.org.
Okay, good. A few weeks ago, we chatted with Trace Heinreich, a culinary arts instructor. They had a successful year, and I've heard that cosmetology recently had some success as well.
Yes, all of our cosmetology students took their state cosmetology exam yesterday, and all of them passed. They were super excited yesterday afternoon, and you could hear the excited screams in my office from where they were. So they were pretty tickled.
Yeah, that is good. Of course, all the classes are great there at Riverbend. And approximately how many students and how many classes do you feature there, Tracy?
So we have about 200 students total between level 1 and level 2. And I forgot the second half of your question.
Yeah,
I'm having a day.
No, it's not. You can't. We're counting how many classes you have.
And we have 11 classes.
Okay, good. Good to know. So that looks at the 26-2027 school year already. In regards to some openings that might still be available for the next year.
So we have positions available in cybersecurity, lots of positions available, and that is a course that also can be taken by adults because that course can be offered remotely. So you could take that course online and earn some cybersecurity college credit and also some industry-recognized credentials through that class. And we also have some spots available in our diversified ag class. This past year, we had really long wait lists, and as a result, we've actually expanded our construction program back to a level 1 and level 2 program. So we'll be able to serve next year, I think, about 26 students in our construction class, which is fabulous. We've been hoping to grow that program, and it has finally happened for this year. So, and even with doing that, we still had a wait list for that program.
Excellent. So in regards to the wait list and for students that are coming, into, students that are going to be eligible to go to Riverbend, can they contact you sooner than later to get their name on some kind of a list?
So there's an online application that all students can do, which is also on our Riverbend website.
Right.
And if they have any questions, they can reach out to Catherine Chobanian. She is our school counselor.
Okay. Yeah, we chatted with her a couple of times this year. We'll be chatting with her again next year, I'm sure, for the new school year. And remind our listeners again, Tracy Puffer, who is in charge of adult ed and also assistant director at Riverbend, taking some time to chat with us today. Awards night, I assume, is coming up sometime soon there.
It is June 3rd, beginning at 6 o'clock. We'll take an evening and celebrate all of the seniors who have finished their programs here at Riverbend. It's one of my favorite events of the year.
Anybody can attend?
Anyone can attend.
All right, great. Right there at the Oxbow campus in Bradford. Final comments today might include what, Tracy?
Looking forward to filling up our adult ed classes this year. We are currently at 6 or 7 students for our CDL class, which means that we will most likely be able to offer that, and I am super excited to be offering an LNA class in conjunction with Margaret Pratt.
Yeah, sounds great. A lot of success in the school years at Riverbend Career Technical Center. And we'll wrap up the school year as we've been chatting with Tracy Puffer, the assistant director and also in charge of adult ed. In a couple of weeks, we'll chat with Brian Emerson, who is the director. And we'll wrap it up for this year and then start again in September and start rolling into a new year. Right, Tracy?
Sounds like a plan.
It does. Well, thanks for your time today.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
There you go. 27 minutes after 7, Friday, the 15th of May, 2026. Stephen, John, and friends up until 9 this morning. Thanks for being with us. We'll take a break here, and then we're going to check out the birthdays and anniversaries today.
Hi, I'm Lori Riggy, Commercial Loan Specialist at Wells River Savings Bank. What makes a good bank? For some, it's convenience. For others, it's trust. At Wells River Savings Bank, you don't have to choose. For over 130 years, we've been more than just a bank. We've been your neighbors, We know our customers by name and care about the things that matter most to them, from supporting local youth sports and community projects to helping families and small businesses grow. Every dollar that stays local helps our communities thrive. Because a mutual community bank like ours, your deposits don't just sit in an account. They go back into the community to make a real difference. Wells River Savings Bank, where community comes first and financial success follows. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
28 minutes after 7. A few things happening in the listening area. The community events calendar that's brought to you by Wells River Savings, your good neighbor bank. The Railroad Park tomorrow has the Parker Hill Road Band be performing right there in Woodsville from 5 to 7 p.m. That's 5 to 7 p.m. And then paddle boarders coming up on the Connecticut River this weekend. And so far, all systems are go as far as we know. Of course, with the heavy rains we've had in the last day and a half, made the streams and rivers come up substantially. And we'll continue to keep you informed in regards to that. Meanwhile, coming up tomorrow, Saturday, May 16th, it's Jazzy's Children 5K Fun Walk. And that's going to be happening at Blue Mountain Union School. Registration begins at 9 with the run walk beginning at 10 a.m. So you still have time to get your teams together. There will be prizes, snacks, and lunch that will be provided to benefit Jazzy's Children. And, of course, Jazzy's Children indoor pop-up yard sale is going on, and that's at 25 Central Street in Woodsville, happening for another couple of weeks during the month of May. And then Cottage Hospital has their 6th annual Any Which Way 5K this Sunday, May 17th, starting at 9 a.m. at Woodsville Elementary School. You can go to their website, cottagehospital.org, and sign up for that. And we mentioned it's the Spring Paddle the Border this Sunday. It's the 23rd year, and that begins at Woodsville Community Field and paddle down the Connecticut River to Bedell State Park. And then there's the Spaghetti Dinner fundraiser. You can join Wells River Savings Bank for an evening of delicious food, fun, and community spirit, Saturday, May 16th. 4:30 to 7 at Orangey Senior Center. And that's a benefit that's going to help Dominic Castaldi. Some of the things happening here in the listening area and the community events calendar that's brought to you by Wells River Savings, your good neighbor bank. It is time to check out the birthdays and anniversaries. We're going to do that right after this important message.
There's a big difference between a job and a career. At New England Wire Technologies in Lisbon, that difference is real. See it for yourself Friday, June 5th during our walk-in open house and interview day. From 9 to 11 and from 3 to 4:30, ask questions and interview for a career with real growth potential. Here, the work goes beyond the shop floor. Our teams design and build precision wire and cable solutions used in today's cutting-edge innovations. Everything is manufactured in-house by our team of over 400 with 3 shifts running 5 days a week. Come meet the team and get a feel for the place. Whether you're just starting out or looking for a change, find your future with New England Wire Technologies. So join us from 9 to 11 or from 3 to 4:30 on Friday, June 5th at 145 North Main Street in Lisbon. No appointment needed and resumes are optional. New England Wire Technologies is an equal opportunity employer.
It is 7:31. Time for the birthdays and anniversaries. Regular feature brought to you by the Swenson Insurance Agency in Bradford. Friday, May 15th, very happy 40th birthday to Amanda Marshall. With love from the whole family. Francis Stoddard also celebrates today. Michael Roy celebrating a birthday. So is Brian Ward, Lauren Terracone, Zayden Patton, very happy birthday. Love Grammy, Papa, and Aunt Karen. Sean Patton celebrates today. So does Mandy Daly and George Roy. And a happy anniversary to Ron and Mary DeRocha today. On a Friday, May 15th. Birthdays and anniversaries. Taking a look at our pretty large list again today. Celebrating birthdays, George Roy, Mandy Daly, Sean Patton. Zayden Patton celebrates today. Happy birthday. Love Grammy, Papa, and Aunt Karen. Lauren Terracone celebrates today. So does Brian Ward, Michael Roy, Francis Stoddard. And let's see. Happy 40th birthday to Amanda Marshall. With love from the whole family. Hope each and every one of you having a great day today. And a happy anniversary to Ron and Mary DeRocha. It's a Friday. It's May 15th, 2026.
Distracted driving can take many forms, such as changing music, eating, or talking on the phone. But the most dangerous by far is texting while driving. Although it may seem harmless in the moment, it takes your hands off the wheel, your eyes off the road, and your mind off driving. A dangerous and sometimes deadly combination. Be a responsible driver. Turn on an auto reply feature or app that notifies your friends and family that you're driving and cannot reply. Or better yet, turn off your phone entirely. Please, pledge to never drive distracted. It's not worth your life or anyone else's. Take it from me and MMG, protecting your piece of the world.
The Swenson Insurance Agency of Bradford is an independent agency that represents regional and national insurance companies to meet your insurance needs. The professional staff can provide you with the expertise you deserve to make the best insurance buying decisions. Service is their best policy at the Swenson Insurance Agency, Bradford. All right, 7:33. Let's say good morning to Mark Breen. How you doing?
I'm doing great, and you?
All right, a good soaking we received yesterday, huh?
Oh boy, it came down. I mean, and quite honestly, probably the best soaking rain that we've seen since about a year ago. I have to go back to the last May, which actually was a relatively wet month. But since then, of course, as we know, last summer and last fall things were very, very dry, exceptionally so. And so we picking up basically between 1 inch and 2 inches of rain. I've got a number of some local reports that kind of fit right into that category. For example, down in Piermont, they picked up 1.97 inches, so just barely shy of 2 inches there. Groton had 1.9 inches of rain, 1.6 over in West Thompson. Fairleigh had 1.8 inches of rain. There was a little bit less for some of our listeners as you head up toward Lisbon and Bethlehem, less than 1 inch there. And that's because the White Mountains blocked some of that moisture from coming in. Winds on top of Mount Washington are from the east and southeast, and that tends to allow the moisture from the ocean to come in, but then it gets to the White Mountains, and when it goes downhill on the other side of the Whites, it tends to dry the air out a little bit. And so ending up with 6,200s, for example, in Lisbon. Bethlehem had 8,400. Still, certainly, some welcome rain, but just by comparison, so if it doesn't rain over there, it rains on the other side of the White Mountains where the air is going up into the White Mountains. Bartlett, New Hampshire yesterday, 3.5 inches of rain.
Boy.
And so some pretty soaking rains. And actually just on the other side of Franconia Notch, heading down toward Plymouth, 2.98 inches of rain, so almost 3 inches of rain there. So that's where the rain that didn't fall in Lisbon and Bethlehem fell. It fell on the other side of the Whites.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're about a couple of months into spring here. So what about, and here we are halfway through May. So what have you got in regards to that now that we are halfway through May, Mark?
Yes, so halfway through May, it has been a cold half. Boy, we've been averaging about 4 to 5 degrees below average for the first couple of weeks here. Now, we did briefly warm up on the 5th and again on the 10th, but it didn't last. And it's kind of part of what's been going on this spring. Boy, it has been just one thing or another. So in other words, not a lot of middle ground. It's been warm, and we've had spells of warm weather. We've had spells of this cold weather. The spells of cold weather have dominated for the most part. And in fact, not only have we had, the cooler than normal temperatures for the first part of May, this rainfall adding to our totals, the total here at the museum of 3.5 inches for the month, that's actually the typical average for the entire month. So we've had all of May's rain in the first half. Now, we'll have to wait and see what happens afterwards. Again, we certainly needed the rainfall, and boy, will that grass start growing now that we have all of this water supply. Well, and we're going to flip the switch.
Okay.
We've had this spell of basically cold, wet weather for the first half of May, and I've had any number of people mentioning to me, can't I do something about the weather?
Yeah, you go.
No, I can't.
No.
But I can tell you that starting this weekend and through the better part of next week, a very, very different weather pattern. And suddenly I expect that those complaints will dry up because we've got sunshine. Temperatures are going to be heading for near or above 70 for the next 3, 4, 5 days. And so that's going to be quite a change, quite a turnaround. I think folks will be quite happy to see some warmer weather.
Oh, certainly. And you've been trying to control the weather for over 40 years, I know.
Yeah, and without much success.
Keep trying. You know, we're coming up on our country's 250th birthday in July. Is there anything that you can add to that this morning, Mark?
Yeah, well, you know, it got me kind of thinking about, you know, obviously, you know, 250 years in history and so forth, and we can look back 250 years ago, but not just at the history events, which, you know, I certainly like history. I think that's fascinating in and of itself, but we can also look specifically at the weather. Now, that is a bit of a challenge. I mean, yes, people wrote down some things about the weather, but think about this. I just saw this number the other day, that in New England, back in 1776, there were only 12 thermometers in the entire. Yes.
How do you know
12, that? Actually, there's a great weather historian. His name is David Ludlam. And David Ludlam has been collecting this information for years. He was a professor down at Princeton University. And so he actually found as many records as he could. And, I mean, thermometers at that time, that was just for, you know, basically the rich and famous, so to say. It was not a typical instrument that you'd have around. They were very expensive, and there weren't a lot of them around to begin with. So there's not a lot of direct information that way, but there's enough information, and of course we've learned over the past 250 years a lot more about how the weather works, so we can actually make a pretty decent sort of estimate about what the weather conditions were. And again, you know, sometimes we get some very direct reports. So specifically, 250 years ago, in May of 1776, John Adams was writing to his wife, Abigail. So John Adams, of course, eventually became the second president of the U.S., but he was part of the Second Continental Congress, and he wrote frequently to his wife, Abigail. We actually have a lot of information thanks to that. So one of the things that he wrote about the weather specifically is that I'm just going through what he wrote in 1776. He said that he was dreading the melting heats of a Philadelphia summer, and I don't know if my frail constitution will endure it. And so he knew that the hot weather in Philadelphia has kind of been famous for this, obviously, for at least 250 years. They had a very hot summer in 1776 and again in 1777. And of all the places, there happened to be thermometers in and around the Philadelphia area. So we have some readings, including Thomas Jefferson actually bought a thermometer, believe it or not, on July 4th.
Yeah, is it the writer Mr. McCulloch? John Adams in 1776. So, yeah, you're right, because he actually talks about that in those books.
Yeah. So he bought a thermometer, and so July 4th, of course, that's the day that it's not the day that the Declaration was signed. There were some signatures on it, but it was the day that everybody voted, a unanimous vote, that, yes, we're going to agree to this. And then signing took place from that point afterward. Anyway, it was 77 degrees on July 4th. So.
They didn't have air conditioning back then either.
No, they didn't.
Must have been interesting.
They wore a lot of wool clothes.
All right. Speaking of wool, I have my father's baseball uniforms from back in the day, and they actually are wool.
Oh, yes. Can you imagine that in the summer?
Cannot imagine it. Anyway, on to the forecast for this weekend with warmer temperatures, Mark.
Yes, we've got still a few showers around this morning, but they'll be hit or miss. Periods of sun develop this afternoon, just a stray shower, but it will be a bit warmer, 60 to 65. Tonight it clears out. There will be some fog to wake up to tomorrow morning, especially in the valleys in the 40s, but that fog burns off to sunshine tomorrow, and a nice day, 70 to 75. Haven't said that very often. It'll be milder for tomorrow night in the 50s, and Sunday, another sunny, warm day, temperatures 70 to 75. So a nice weekend coming up, Stephen.
You're the hit of the weekend. Your magic wand finally worked after all these years.
Finally, yeah.
All right. Thanks, and enjoy the weekend. We'll talk with you soon.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Mark Breen, the head meteorologist, has been for over 40 years at the Fairbanks Museum, and our weekly conversation is brought to you by Hatchland Farm, Wicked Good Dairy Delights and Profile Meats, right there on Route 10 in North Haverhill. It is now ice cream season in North Haverhill at Wicked Good Dairy Delights. Their ice cream window opens at 11 every day with a full menu of cones, dishes, shakes, soft and hard serve ice cream, sundaes, toppings, and their famous ice cream flights. Cash and gift cards only at the ice cream window. For your convenience, an ATM is available inside the store. Wicked Good Dairy Delights is located on Route 10 in North Haverhill. For spring hours, daily specials, and announcements, visit the Hatchland Farm Facebook page.
Rick the Kid here from Twin State Ford with an exciting announcement. Employee pricing for all. That's right. The Ford American Value for American Value sales event is on at Twin State Ford. With the purchase or lease of most new Fords in stock, you pay what we pay. On select models, this is a savings of over $7,000, and it's above and beyond all rebates and incentives. These savings mean on a 2025 F-150 XLT, your employee price is $14,000 under MSRP. $14,000 under sticker. That's huge. And you won't just get a good price on your new Ford, you'll get top dollar for your trade, as we need to stock up on pre-owned vehicles for the summer selling season. And remember, all of this means nothing without selection, and at Twin State Ford, you'll find one of the biggest selections of new Fords in the state, including a wide selection of hard-to-find F-150s in almost every trim and color. So drive Route I-91 to Exit 20 and north on 5 to St. Jay in Twin State Ford, where you pay what we pay because we know price matters. Woo!
Equal housing lender.
Bar Harbor Bank and Trust helps businesses succeed. We're proud to be recognized by Forbes and Newsweek as one of America's best banks multiple years running. We can help you get the financing you need quickly and improve your cash flow. With over 50 branches and 90 ATMs across northern New England, we make managing your business easier. Whether your business is growing, expanding, or evolving, we can make it happen together. Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. Good things happen when we work together. Member FDIC.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: a few morning showers possible, then periods of sun developing this afternoon with a stray localized shower. Highs 60 to 65. Tonight, any spotty showers giving way to partly cloudy skies overnight and some areas of fog. Lows in the 40s. Saturday, the fog birds off to sunshine, some afternoon clouds, 70 to 75, partly sunny on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
And jumped up a degree or two, 51, and heading for the mid-60s. And there you have it, with the updated weather that's brought to you by Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. You can visit them online at barharbor.bank. Award-winning banking every day across northern New England. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Ted Cooper, good morning, sir.
Boy, listen to those temperatures that Mark's talking about. By golly, I think some of us are beginning to wonder.
We're going to take it,
but,
yeah.
Middle of next week when it's like 88 degrees and humid, everybody's going to be complaining, myself included. Oh man, it's too hot.
But
at least we got some good rain.
Yeah, that's going to help out your well.
Definitely, and hopefully by Memorial Day weekend we can start getting our plants in. True. And it's been a little dicey the past few weeks. It's been too early to plant anyway. But my poor little hummingbirds have been shivering. They're cold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all of a sudden those little guys are back, aren't they?
Yeah, at least they're back. Yeah, here we are. What is it? Middle of May today, the 15th. My goodness. Mm-hmm. Well, you and I were talking a little bit about how inventory looks a little scarce. Our new truck line and so forth has been rather elastic and so forth. This is not a unique circumstance. What we are finding is that we've got a good supply coming in. They're basically going out about as fast as they come in. So our inventory level stays about even. The good news is we've actually got 54 orders for new Chevrolets that have been accepted and are in production. of all basically, trim styles and so forth, primarily trucks. And the way it works is, you come in and sit down and let us know what you're looking for. And, again, in terms of features and colors and that sort of stuff. And we got a drawer full of these invoices now and so forth, and we can put your name right on one. And that does not necessarily completely lock you in. It basically says when that truck comes, you get first dibs on it. It's a friendly way of doing it. And when the truck comes in, we'll do your trade appraisal and hopefully come up with great deals. So, don't be discouraged by what you don't see on the lot right at the moment. It's coming. Basically, you just need to tell us what you're looking for. And chances are pretty good that we'll be able to find it.
Part of the Autosaver group helps out, I assume, right?
Yeah, well, that helps, for sure. So we've right at the moment, I got 4 brand new Tahoes in stock, which is very unusual. And then I've got 2 of the best pre-owned, including one Premier with only 8,200 miles, and a 23 High Country diesel. People sort of say, well, why would I want diesel? Well, okay, diesel fuel is more expensive right now, but the fuel economy is undeniably better. And you got a lot of good range. You want to go on that long summer excursion. Wonderful family vehicles. What else we got here? Oh, yeah, and also on the used line, I've got a Colorado Crew Cab Trail Boss with only 24,600 miles on it. That won't last. And a 23 Crew Trail Boss with about 73 on it. For a budget-minded looking for a good truck, either one of those would be awful good. I got a really nice pair of pre-owned Equinoxes. One is a 21 LT and the other is a 22 RS. And here's your summer toy. This might really work for you. An immaculate 2006 Mustang GT Premium Ragtop. It's only got a little over 25,000 miles on it. So you're all grown up now, and you're allowed to have some fun, Steve. You know that?
Oh, boy. Top down, let's go kind of fast.
Exactly. I also want to point out that on the new Chevy side, we have a very special May Chevy military veterans discount. It's usually $500, but right now for the month of May, it's $1,000. So it's $1,000 for veterans, active military, and so forth. You have to fill out a brief online registration to obtain your authorization number. We walk you right through it. But it's our collective way to say thank you for your service to our country. So that's an extra $1,000 right now. And first responder discounts, a $500 is still offered on most models. So things are rocking. I do have a very good special going on a brand new Silverado work truck crew cab with the 5.3 V8, $6,901 off, and everybody with a $2,500 owner loyalty involved in that. So, there's still some good deals out there. And in the meantime, you can come in and visit Minnie, our little French bulldog friend who comes in every day. We're her daycare providers. And if she doesn't lick your face off, she will be happy to sit in your lap and, tell you any story you want to hear, because she's a great storyteller.
Yeah, she's fun. Hey, she's fun. Ted, hey, if I come in or somebody comes in today and orders a vehicle, what's the turnaround time roughly?
Well, depends on the model.
Okay.
And again, if you're ordering, straight out of the book, which is say not something that's already on order and so forth, you're generally 2 to 3 months out.
Okay.
Some models, it's very hard to say. They build these things kind of in batches, and so depends on the availability of certain parts and, accessories and that sort of stuff. But the other thing we can do is we have very good relationships with, friendly competing dealers all over New England. So we swap. It doesn't cost you any more. We send drivers and pick them up, and as long as that other dealer has the need for something that we have, then it makes sense. And, we're happy to accommodate. So, again, we've also got, as I mentioned, a big backlog of stuff on order. We can review those sort of things and put your name on one of them if it fits your specifications. So we're happy to do that. Again, with no obligation, just gives you first dibs.
Good. Sales hours at Wells River Chevrolet or what?
Well, basically, anytime you need to come in, you call us and let us know.
Mm-hmm.
But official office hours are 8 to 6 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 3 on Saturdays. But always feel free to give us a call at 802-757-2311. Check on availability. Set up an appointment to make sure that one of us is available for you. And you can always view our inventory at wellsriverchevy.com.
Excellent. Ted, always a great conversation. We'll do it again at the end of the month. It'll be the 29th.
I know it.
Yeah.
I know it. All right. Well, you have a good weekend, everybody.
Thank you, Ted.
Thanks.
Ted Cooper. He is the senior sales and leasing professional at Ted Cooper, Wells River Chevrolet. Stop in and say hello to him. And Minnie, by the way. And as long as we're in downtown Wells River, let's head across the street to Tuttle's Family Diner, find out what the specials are today. As a matter of fact, I have them right in front of me. They are the Roby Farm Mushroom Swiss Burger with French fries or tater tots. How about the homemade baked beans with a couple of hot dogs on the side? Their soup is cabbage kielbasa, and they have seafood that's available today that includes haddock, scallops, and strip clams. Now, these are the specials. You can also order from the regular menu when you stop by Tuttle's Family Diner right here in downtown Wells River. Or if you're on the run, it's 757-3333. It's all that easy. It's Friday morning. Today is the 15th of May, 2026. Another look at the weather forecast right after this. Most of us are not prepared to plan and carry out a funeral ceremony when a loved one passes. Ricker Funeral Home and Cremation Care in Woodsville understands the importance of a meaningful and personalized funeral to assist with the healing process during mourning. Their licensed funeral directors know the key decisions a grieving family must make. They will take the time to assist you with the necessary and required legal documentation and handles all of the details to create a unique and meaningful funeral or memorial service for your loved one. For additional information, contact Ricker Funeral Home in Woodsville.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: a few morning showers possible, then periods of sun developing this afternoon with a stray localized shower. Highs 60 to 65. Tonight, any spotty showers giving way to partly cloudy skies overnight and some areas of fog. Lows in the 40s. Saturday, the fog birds off to sunshine, some afternoon clouds, 70 to 75, partly sunny on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
Thank you, Mark. 7:57, 52, heading for the mid-60s. Updated weather brought to you by Ricker Funeral Home and Cremation Care in Woodsville, locally owned, family operated. They're online at rickerfh.com, and you can call them at 603-747-2717. We're about a minute and a half from checking the top of the hour network news, 8 o'clock here at your country. WYKR Haverhill, WTWN Wells River, W286DE Wells River, 105.1 FM. And by the way, paving operations and shoulder cleanup are scheduled for Interstate 91 North between exits 16 and 18. Temporary single-lane closure will be in place for multiple work zones, shifting between the high and low speed lanes as work progresses, and a speed limit reduction to 55 miles an hour is in place. Motorcyclists should watch for grooved and uneven surfaces. That's from the Agency of Road Transportation Construction report here in Vermont. Meanwhile, you can read about some local news stories, headlines in the current edition of the Journal Opinion. It's available at your favorite newsstand or online. You can subscribe to the Journal Opinion. With Rygate's special meeting to reconsider auditor vote in Haverhill, town provides annual update. Business buzz, new brews serve growing audience, and VPA fined after Christian school ban. Those and other stories are available when you pick up the Journal Opinion or go to their website and subscribe to the Journal Opinion. Good local news. It is 8 o'clock. We're checking out the latest world and national news with CBS.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
Yeah, okay, there you go. 4 minutes after 8, an updated look at the latest world and national news with CBS. Glad that you could be with us this morning, Stephen, Sean, and friends, for another hour or so. We take in a 9 o'clock news and information. Still to come this hour, a conversation with Valley Floors in just a few minutes. Dana Huntington will give us an update from North Haverhill Agway down around 8:20, 8:25. And then I had a conversation with Jodi Fleurie-Wohlleb, retreasured community closet right there in Groton as part of our business spotlight that's brought to you by Wells River Savings, your good neighbor bank. That conversation that I had with Jodi last week, we will listen to shortly after 8:30 this morning. Interesting conversation. Meanwhile, it is time to take a look at the weekend weather forecast, which is looking pretty good, and it's probably a good thing because there are a lot of things happening in the listening area this weekend, which we have run down some of them, and we'll continue to pass along that information as we roll through the morning. Meanwhile, let's take a look at that weekend weather. It's being brought to you by Alarmco, which is a security and protection company that's based in Bradford. And, of course, they specialize in home and business security, fire systems, video surveillance, safes, audio, visual equipment, networking, and phone systems. Amazing. In addition to installation services, Alarmco also provides monitoring and repair services for a whole variety of systems. They have a huge footprint, but they are available, and they are locally owned and operated right there in Bradford.
Patriots back on their practice field today. Head coach Mike Vrabel in command. Vrabel with the media after today's practice. Safety Kevin Byard was at the microphone. Byard played in Tennessee under then-coach Mike Vrabel.
He's, he's the loudest voice on the field, you know what I mean? Just coaching the guys, making sure guys' technique is good. But at the same time, still praising them when they do very well. It's not like he's just, MFing guys or nothing like that. And then obviously as we get into our competition stuff at the end, pushing sleds, he's out there front and center yelling and things like that. So, no, it's definitely the same guy that I recognize since Tennessee.
Kevin Byard is a 10-season player, respected by his new Patriots teammates, and an expert on Mike Vrabel.
Same old guy, honestly. Same guy that I recognize from being back in Tennessee. A guy that's full of energy, coaching the entire team, running back and forth from offense, defense, special teams. I don't see a difference whatsoever.
The Patriots' Kevin Byard says he specializes in defense and fumbles.
Protect the things that matter with the help of Alarmco, a security and protection company based in Bradford. Alarmco specializes in home and business security fire systems, video surveillance, safes, audio-visual equipment, networking, and phone systems. In addition to installation services, Alarmco also provide monitoring and repair services for a wide variety of systems. With the help of Alarmco, you will be able to view your property from the palm of your hand. For a free, no-obligation quote and see what Alarmco can do for you, visit their website at alarmcovt.com.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: a few morning showers possible, then periods of sun developing this afternoon with a stray localized shower. Highs 60 to 65. Tonight, any spotty showers giving way to partly cloudy skies overnight and some areas of fog. Lows in the 40s. Saturday, the fog birds off to sunshine, some afternoon clouds, 70 to 75, partly sunny on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
Thank you, Mark. We are creeping ever so slowly to the mid-50s, and then we'll head to the mid-60s, and then into the mid-70s this weekend. Some warm temps, and boy, things are going to green up after all that rain we received the last couple of days. You're now informed about the weekend weather. It's brought to you by Alarmco. You can stay notified of what's going on in your home or business, even when you're away. You can connect your security, your lights, locks, thermostats, video, and a whole lot more for seamless automation and control. You can contact them today for a free, no-obligation quote and see what they can do for you. Alarmco, locally owned, locally operated in Bradford. Glad you could be with us. We're 8 minutes after 8. Stephen, John, and our friends right up until 9 o'clock this morning. Yeah, sometime in the next few minutes, we'll be chatting with Valley Floors in Bradford. That is Ella Langley here at your country, WYKR. Of course, she's having quite the career so far with a lot of hits and another one that's on the way from what we've heard. Let's head to Bradford. Say good morning to the gang at Valley Floors. It's Ryan Hollister we introduced this morning. How you doing, Ryan?
Pretty good, Steve. How are you doing?
It's all right. All right. So what's the music circuit like for you guys this summer anyway?
Okay. Yeah. So actually I've been playing a little bit more trumpet. The band that I'm in, James Graham and Company, is going to be in Woodstock tomorrow, like midday, maybe like 1:30 to 5-ish. Mm-hmm. There's a book store party. It's going to get wild, probably.
Oh, good. There you go.
You know how those book readers are.
Mm-hmm. And good weather for it as well.
Yeah, I'm glad we got it out of our system. So, yeah, I've got a gig tomorrow in Woodstock and then a couple lined up throughout the summer. Super stoked for Lake Maury Resort, and what they do.
Sure.
Always fantastic stuff going on there.
Right. So what's your go-to song? You're on the trumpet, you said. So what is your go-to song for you? I mean,
one of the most fun covers that we do is probably Superstition.
Mm-hmm.
There's that horn line in the back that's just super groovy.
You're
like
right.
everybody knows it. You could be sitting still the entire time and you hear that song and you just can't help but shake a little something.
Awesome.
So,
good for you.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the best covers.
All right. Is there a website or Facebook page they can go to follow you guys?
Maybe on Facebook it would be, or Instagram would be James Graham and Company.
Got it.
And then all the major streaming platforms, James Graham and Company. There's we just released a new album last year. Actually, got to go to Burlington and record that, and it was awesome. So there's some really, really amazing tracks on there. So definitely check it out and keep an eye out. We'll play at a couple different spots in the area.
Good for you.
Throughout the summer.
Good for you. Ryan Hollister's our guest this morning. Of course, Valley Floors chats with us each and every Friday at about the same time. Hey, let's talk about some of that new vinyl that's in at Valley Floors, Ryan.
Yes. So we're always kind of keeping an eye out for new materials. There's, surely like different technologies and different manufacturing processes, but honestly just new looks too. Trends change and people, like right now there's a little less millennial gray all over the place and people are starting to bring color back and integrate a little bit more personality into spaces and stuff. So keeping an eye out for new products is always kind of a fun part about the job on the sales team. So we just introduced a new line of vinyl tile that I think is going to be a really fantastic option for a lot of people. Like I always think of bathrooms, like really particular bathrooms. You have a vision for the space, but you're on a budget. Like the ceramic tile just maybe isn't practical in old homes. There's a lot more structural reinforcement that needs to happen. And to go with a vinyl tile option, more often than not, we do a glue down, which is a little bit more like rock steady through all circumstances. But there are click planks that are higher quality. Definitely arm yourself with information, but what a fantastic product in the right circumstance. So we've got some new vinyl tiles to do, bathrooms and mudrooms and kitchens too, when you got all this money and energy going into cabinets and countertops and all of the really custom little particulars of a space like a kitchen. Sometimes that floor can really just be the anchor to everything. And it's nice to have some options in vinyl. Sure. And because ceramic, there's a million, right? But in vinyl, it's definitely a little bit more particular, and it's a great problem-solving product. Great function to it. So we love introducing some new colors to play with, basically.
Certainly. Yeah, well, vinyl has been around a long time, but the technology and what it can do for you is just incredible. It's come a long way, hasn't it, Ryan?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, now you've got like essentially forklift certified flooring that's vinyl and is not that we need that in maybe some homes need that, but it depends how wild the kids and dogs are, or maybe you're a little wild.
but it's been tried and true, I believe, in your warehouse, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean it's definitely been put to the test, and just in our showroom too, like the foot traffic through there, and contractor boots or farmer boots, and we just get the whole thing, and with a little bit of maintenance, it's good to go. It just will hold up. You've got that water. I always say water resistant, but essentially from the top down, waterproof product. So like even wood all over the place, put beautiful hardwood all over the house. Sometimes that kitchen spaces might be something that you want to think about, where the wear patterns might be. Is it going to bother you, or do you like that rustic look? And if you're not crazy about little wear patterns over long periods of time and like being lived in kind of thing, vinyl is going to be a fantastic kind of waterproof option as an alternative to tile in the space.
Sure.
And you can still get that really slick look to it.
Sure. So if our listeners have any questions, they can contact you or any of the other professionals at Valley Floors, Ryan.
Oh, definitely. Give a call. Talk to any of the sales staff here. We've all got a lot of information, and if you've got a project coming up and you'd like us to measure it, we can get Tony Curtis out there. He's our lead estimator, super knowledgeable as well. And we can really break down your situation and give you some options to think about what would be best for your lifestyle and what's your how you could utilize your own space the best as well. But yeah, stop on in anytime.
And if people want to be guaranteed that they can chat with somebody, even if it's after hours, 222-9611, and set up an appointment and go from there, I suppose.
Absolutely, yeah. If you give a call for an appointment and we can make some time, because sometimes, you get a little carried away, and dare I say it, the flooring can get exciting once you are armed with the right information and your project is moving along and you're like, oh, wow, this is actually happening.
Sure.
So we can make a little time. Usually plan for about an hour for most projects. And yeah, come on in and meet the team and at least arm yourself with some information where you can maybe start organizing the timeline for all the rest of the projects that are happening.
Yeah, do it in advance, and the professionals at Valley Floors will help steer you in the right direction. Ryan, we appreciate your time today, and good luck this weekend with James Graham and Company.
Oh, thanks, Steve. Yeah, have a lovely weekend yourself. I think the weather, we got it out of our system, and it's going to be gorgeous.
Definitely.
So everybody enjoy it.
Thank you, Ryan.
Take care. Bye.
There you go, Ryan Hollister, right there, Valley Floors. He's been part of the flooring system at Valley Floors for a long, long time. We always enjoy chatting with Ryan Hollister, Ryan Chase, of course, the owner, and Greg Hodge, who does a great job talking about the window treatments. 19 minutes after 8, Friday morning, Steve and John and friends. We're going to be chatting with Dana Huntington at North Haverhill Agway in just a few minutes. We've got the weather forecast still to come your way. We're going to look at Tuttle's Family Diner, so what their menu is today, their specials, and don't forget you can order from the regular menu as well. And let's see, we also have coming your way shortly after 8:30 the Business Spotlight, brought to you by Wells River Saving Bank. The third Friday of the month, Retreasure Community Closet in Groton with Jodi. She'll be joining us as she did last week. It's a pre-recorded piece, by the way. All right, we're going to take a break here for a minute or so, and then when we get back, another look at the weather forecast. 8:21, good morning. Temperatures heading into the mid-50s as we speak, and on our way to the mid-60s, the mid-70s tomorrow, believe it or not. And we're going to update you on the forecast for the listening area, compliments of PTO's Repair. And, of course, they're now at 2320 Route 5 in Fairleigh, just 3.5 miles south of the traffic light in Bradford at 802-222-6152. Fisher Authorized Dealer, Fisher Snowplows, and Fisher Sanders at PTO's Repair. Paul Ordway and Kim doing a great job at their new location. A message from them, and then the forecast.
PTOs want you to know we are your local factory authorized Fisher Plow dealer. We sell, install, and service all Fisher plows and sanders. We have over 20 years of experience in factory training. Make PTO's Repair your first stop for all your Fisher Plow needs. PTO's Repair, 2320 Route 5 Fairleigh, or at ptosrepair.com. I'm PTO, and I wanted you to know.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: a few morning showers possible, then periods of sun developing this afternoon with a stray localized shower. Highs 60 to 65. Tonight, any spotty showers giving way to partly cloudy skies overnight and some areas of fog. Lows in the 40s. Saturday, the fog birds off to sunshine, some afternoon clouds, 70 to 75. Partly sunny on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
And there you have it. Updated weather as we head towards the mid-50s and high temps in the mid-60s into the 70s tomorrow. Compliments of PTO's Repair, your local Fisher Snowplow, Fisher Sander authorized dealer at 2320 Route 5 in Fairleigh. Just 3.5 miles south of the traffic light in Bradford. It's PTO's Repair. Meanwhile, on Route 10 in North Haverhill, it's North Haverhill Agway. Dana, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
All right, Dana Huntington, of course, is the voice of North Haverhill Agway and has been for many years. And I can just imagine it's probably going to be a pretty busy weekend for you guys with all of the rain that we just got and now the warm temperatures.
I would think.
Yeah.
We're planning on it being a busy weekend. Of course, being the one before Memorial Day is always the busiest one for us.
Right.
So if people aren't looking for crowds, they need to get here early, or 8 o'clock when we open, or later in the afternoon on Saturday to take care of their stuff and pick up the plants and all that stuff.
I would assume your greenhouses are full.
They are full, whether it be annuals, lots to choose from as far as bedding plants, marigolds, snapdragons, all those type of plants that you're looking for decoration in the front of the house. We also have a great selection of vegetable plants, herbs, people looking for herbs. We have a huge selection of hanging baskets still. And then, of course, the trees, lots and lots of fruit trees, whether it be apple trees or things like that, lots of shrubs, perennials, and fruit-bearing plants, whether it be blueberry bushes, raspberry. I think we even have some gooseberry out there, so there's grapes as well. So lots of plants to choose from if you're getting your landscaping growing and getting your garden growing.
Right there at North Haverhill Agway. I'd assume flower and vegetable seeds, so plenty of those as well as we head into the growing season.
We have. Unfortunately for us, they came in a little bit late. So fortunately for the customers, the selection is still very, very good. Lots to choose from, whether it be Livingston, Speedway, which used to be the Agway brand, which is now a Speedway brand. There's also New England seeds. So there's plenty of great companies to choose from. We even have some organics. We even had some heirloom-type plants, not huge selections of them, but we have organics. We're getting bigger and bigger on different types of those because people are looking for organic seeds and things like that. So we have lots and lots of seeds to choose from. We also have the bigger packages. People are looking to still plant sweet corn or a good selection of beans or peas or things like that. We still have those available as well.
Yeah, so we'll be talking about the garden items and the lawn and garden in just a moment, but what about the soils and all of that stuff that goes to complement what we're going to be chatting about momentarily?
Absolutely. We're fully stocked, pallets and pallets of different types of soils, lots of topsoils, lots of cow manures, whether it be an Agway cow manure, Agway topsoil, we still have those available. We do have lots of Moo Dirt. They're Moo Dirt, Moo Do, and Moo Plus, a great company out of Vermont. We also have a great selection of the Coast of Maine products. So we have some locally made soils or local companies here. So if you're looking to support local businesses, stop in. And all of our soil companies are relatively local. Of course, fully stocked on mulches, different types of those, peat mosses, and then growing mixes, whether it be Pro Mix. We're good on that. And then, of course, fertilizers, whether you're talking garden fertilizer, simple things like 10-10-10. We also have apple tree fertilizer as well as potato fertilizer. Those are specifically kind of designed for those type of crops. The apple, of course, will be good for most any fruit plant, fruit tree, or berry plant, whichever. And then we also have some root crops. So sometimes you need a little bit more boost on the root side. So we have a specific mix for potatoes and then any other root crop, beets and carrots and things like that. So some good selections as far as and specific types of fertilizers, as well as all the soils, peat mosses, and mulches available here.
Okay, so let's look at some of the lawn and garden stuff then.
Well, good selection of lawn and garden, whether it be tools, lime. Those are things that tools we just restocked up on the shovels and rakes and all that stuff. Lime and fertilizers, great selection of those. If, again, looking specific type of thing, whether you're still trying to stop the crabgrass from coming in, whether you're trying to stop the broadleaf weeds, the dandelions seem to be in full bloom these days. We have products and weed killers and weed preventers that will help those. And then, of course, all of your bug controls, killers, lots of ant, people asking a lot of ant questions. With the moisture coming up, earwigs are going to be the next thing that people are going to be looking for because of the amount of moisture we've been having. And then, of course, all the other things you'd need, garden stakes and strings and bamboo stakes, poly-coated stakes, anything to help you organize your garden or get it set up to go that way. Yep.
Right. It's you've got so many things in that store. We could chat probably for an hour and then some, couldn't we?
We probably could.
It's pretty amazing. All right, a little bit more specific in regards to some of the garden items then, Dana.
Yeah, well, this is also along the line of the seeds with the soils. A lot of times people are looking for sweet potatoes, or seed potatoes, I should say. We do have Kennebecks. I think there's Yukon Golds. There's Red Norlands, Red Pontiacs, some Chieftains available. So if people are looking for seed potatoes, we do have a good selection of those. Kennebecks, of course, is the most popular. We also have gotten in the last couple of years, we've gotten in some of the odd things. We've got some fingerlings available. We've got some all blue potatoes available. So if people are looking for a little novelty, we have those as well. And then, of course, sweet potatoes. So people that don't realize they don't come like a regular potato. They come in a slip, so it's already like a plant ready to put in the ground, kind of like an onion plant or something like that. So we have sweet potato slips just barely came in. And they need to get in the ground pretty quickly. So if you're interested in sweet potatoes, stop in because those will go very, very quick. Onion sets, of course, whether it be Stuttgarts or whether it be shallots or red onions, we have those available. And then we talked about the onion plants. We do have some, I think they're sweet Spanish onions, so they're giant onions. Once you give them plenty of water, give them a little bit of space, you can plant them onions. I think they come like a 60 plants per bundle. And then, of course, asparagus roots, for those that love asparagus. It's a longevity. It's a long type of growing plant. But once you get your bed established and continue to maintain it, you'll get the great, delicious asparagus throughout, many, many years to come.
Yeah, and usually in the spring, that's usually when it's the best, I guess. Great tasting asparagus.
Absolutely. Spring's the easiest time to plant it because you get the moisture, and it's quite a process to make sure you dig down deep, get a trench, and then have a little bit of a hill on top so that the crowns are right at the surface or near the surface, and then you continue to mulch them throughout the year once you get your crop done in the springtime.
Yeah. Dana Huntington is representing North Haverhill Agway, as he does once a month, to give us an update. I think our listeners would be surprised at how much fencing you have on board there.
Yeah, we do. I always joke, we do a pretty good job of hiding some of our fencing, but we do have a good selection. People looking for electric fencing, again, I've got some ways I can help them. We're teaching Jeremy and the rest of the crew here to help out with the electric fencing. That's sometimes a little bit difficult. There's little quirks and things that you have to know about. So fencing, as far as electric, we have all the chargers that you need. We carry mostly Gallagher, fantastic company. They're a New Zealand company, and of course they're based out of Kansas City in the United States. Great selection of whether it be solar chargers or electric chargers, or we even have one battery-operated charger for them. All the posts, all the insulators, poly wire, poly netting, all that to go along with that, and of course with a steel wire. If people are looking to put a perimeter fence up or a garden fence up or a dog fence or whatever, we can probably help them out there. And of course cedar fence posts, we carry locally cut and locally manufactured cedar fence posts in stock. And then of course wire, we do carry lots and lots of welded wire. We try to carry most every size in stock, 50-foot rolls and 100-foot rolls. And then poultry fence, we carry probably, I don't know, I'm going to guess there's 30 different sizes of the poultry fencing. Field fence, we carry some of that as well, whether it be sheep and goat fence or whether it be what they used to call a page wire. If you're doing a perimeter, that's a great way to do that. And then, of course, all the poly fencing, the poly netting, if people are looking for to protect an area, mostly keep critters out. The poly netting or the poly fencing works extremely well and a great project to do and make sure landscape and make sure area around your house look great.
And we'll wrap it up with some wooden fencing.
Yeah, we're still trying to get into split rails. Been a little bit difficult this season, but this spring. But we do have an anticipated load coming in, so we will be fully stocked with all of that stuff. But we also carry 4x4 pressure-treated posts. We carry some 3x5 posts that are also pressure-treated. And, of course, we do carry the railroad ties. And if people are looking to either build a wall, that's a great way to build a retaining wall, or if they're looking to do an edging or do something like that, driveways are used railroad ties because they last so long. So great selection of fencing available.
All right, my memory serves me right, is it only 6 days a year that you close the store?
It is, and Memorial Day is not one of them. We are open full-blown Memorial Day. Unfortunately, we'd like to celebrate some of that, but it's so busy this time of year, it's difficult to not be open. Our next day off is July 4th.
Yep, that's where I was heading. Awesome. Great update. And your hours?
Our hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30. Saturdays we're open 8 to 4, and Sundays we are open 9 to 3.
At North Haverhill Agway. Dana, enjoy the weekend. Warmer temps are on the way.
Can't wait. Thank you, Steve.
Have a great day. That's an update we get once a month from Dana Huntington at North Haverhill Agway. It is 8:33. Stephen, John, and friends, we take it at 9 o'clock. Still coming up, conversation I had with Jodi Fleurie-Wohlleb of Retreasured Community Closet in Groton. It's the Business Spotlight, heard the third Friday of the month, shortly after 8:30, and brought to you by Wells River Savings, your good neighbor bank. That we'll listen to in just a minute. Well, it is that time when we take a few minutes to feature different businesses in the listening area. It's the Business Spotlight, and it's brought to you by Wells River Savings, your good neighbor bank. It's heard the third Friday of the month at about the same time. And this month, we're going to be chatting with a local community business. It's Retreasured Community Closet, and it's located in Groton. And Jodi Fleurie-Wohlleb, did I say that correct?
You are pretty close. Wohlleb it is.
Okay, thank you, Jodi. Hey, thank you. A great introduction there. Glad that you could take a few minutes out of your busy schedule to promote Retreasured Community Closet. How are you today?
I'm great, thank you. I really appreciate this opportunity to speak with you, and a big thank you to Wells River Savings Bank for asking me to come in and chat about the community closet.
All right, so a little bit about yourself and how you got to Retreasured Community Closet. What kind of some of the things you've done in the past to get you here anyway, Jodi?
Sure. Well, I've always enjoyed working with people, and so I studied social services in college, and during that time, I came up with this idea that I'd love to do a free store. And so at that time, I wrote my thesis regarding specifically teenagers, pregnant teenagers, and thought that a free resource would be great for them. And then life happened, and I worked other jobs, and I had children. And but the thought and the seed of someday having a free closet has always kind of stuck with me. During the period in my life where my friends and I were all getting married and collecting bridesmaids' dresses, I decided that it was time to find new homes for them. So I started collecting the dresses from friends and from myself and started the prom dress giveaway, which I've been doing for, probably close to 20 years in all different locations in New Hampshire and in Vermont. And so that was the first kind of blossom of Retreasured Community Closet, was the prom dress giveaway. And that is an opportunity for girls to come and choose from numerous all sizes and styles prom dresses and walk out with them for free. Then life happened a little more, and I was the librarian in Groton through the COVID era, and recognized that geographically we're in a really, I don't know what the right word is, underserved area. We are Caledonia County, but we're close to Orange County. Some of the services don't necessarily flow into the Groton town. And fast forward a little more time, the meadery was moving out in Groton. They had grown large enough to be able to move out. And I was in connection with Rural Edge, who's the property manager of that space, and said, now's the time. I fronted the idea to my family, who of course thought I was absolutely crazy, but jumped in with both feet. And on March 6th of 2025, Retreasured Community Closet opened in a small 400 square foot space. We have since doubled our space. At least doubled, maybe a little bit more. And every Thursday we're open from 2 to 7 and offering free clothing, free shoes, undergarments, household goods. We have a diaper station, hygiene station, small supplementary food pantry, and the list goes on for what we are able to offer in our space now.
Has it turned out to be a lot more than what you expected then?
It's way more. It was way more on the day that we opened.
Sure.
I think on the first day we opened, we had 52 people walk through our door in a stretch of about 4 hours. And I knew in that moment, my daughter and I were working the shop that afternoon, and we were standing in the hallway because there was no room for us. And I remember looking at her and just thinking to myself, oh boy, we've really got ourselves into something much bigger than maybe what we envisioned. And at that point when we opened, we didn't have our food shelf. That was something that we've added over the past year. We didn't have our hygiene or diaper station. So currently those are three of the biggest resources that we offer. So you can imagine what it's like now. Now we're looking at upwards of 100 people that come through on a Thursday afternoon in still a space that really is not fitting for all that we're able to offer. I don't stand in the hallway anymore.
I can imagine. Well, that's
but,
good.
Yeah, so it's much more. And as times have become challenging over the year, we've watched how that makes us fluctuate with who we serve and how many we're serving each week.
Yeah, that's awesome. Retreasure Community Closets in Groton. Take what you need, give what you can is kind of your symbol, I suppose. That's it. I guess it's well fitting, isn't it, Jodi? It's
super well fitting. We have people that are only our donors. They are cleaning out houses. They are just downsizing. And they are sometimes the ones that are just bringing in bags of clothes each week or household goods. They also may be those that are making frequent monetary donations. We have that group of people. We have the people that are making donations and also coming to shop. And our shoppers are a wide range of folks. It's not. I want people to understand that it's not just those in need. We do have people who come in to shop that are coming in with specific needs, and we love to help those. But we also have folks that are coming in just to get a little shopping therapy, I think. There's always hot coffee, so it's also a time for people to socialize, to catch up on the town gossip, to maybe find a treasure or that blouse that they've always been looking for. So there's a wide variety of folks who come in with a wide variety of needs that hopefully we're covering.
How far are you reaching now? What kind of is your footprint anyway, Jodi?
We have folks regularly coming from the North Haverhill, Woodsville area, a lot from Wells River, Topsom, Corinth. We have had people from Barrie. And then we have our group of folks that will come through as the summer goes on that are just passing through Groton or heading to the state forest to camp or to vacation. And so those folks are coming from all over the place. I always share my interesting story that last summer I had a lady who came in that was just looking for the town of Newberry, and how she ended up in Groton. She was from, I believe, Michigan, and she was passing through and just wanted to get to Newberry. And regardless, she ended up leaving with a carload of items from our shop, all because she was lost. And those are the cool stories that we get to share about how people find treasures in this little town of Groton when they least expect it.
Going back to kind of your beginnings, you said maybe 20 years ago in regards to the prom dresses, maybe a little bit more that you could share in regard to that, and maybe a few gems that you have found over the years. Any interesting stories in regards to that? Because it is that time of the year, prom season and weddings and all that stuff.
It is that time of year. The prom dress giveaway is really my bread and butter in this whole project. It's something that I feel is really, really important. I've never want to hear that anybody isn't able to go to prom because a cost of a brand new dress and the jewelry and the shoes, or of a suit for the gentleman, they're astronomical. And so my motto for that is that everyone deserves to feel beautiful, and I mean that wholeheartedly. So we have collected numerous dresses in all different shapes, sizes, styles, and so many folks have come and been able to take advantage of what would really makes this special day extra special for them. This year we've been able to add the suits for the gentlemen as well, and that's been a fantastic and well-received piece of that project. We also have had a lady here in Groton who is a seamstress who's offered to do free alterations for any of the dresses and suits. So not only are these folks coming in and getting their dresses or suits, but they're able to get alterations, and we have an entire collection of jewelry that we've kind of kept as our special jewelry that they can add a little, dazzle to their outfit with. I've had folks come in not only for senior high school proms or junior proms. Some folks that are getting married have come in and gotten dresses from me. There's now an adult prom. I believe it's being held in Woodsville. It may even be this weekend. I'm not sure. So some adults come in and get their prom dress. Those are some pretty heartwarming stories. Oftentimes they weren't able to go to their own high school prom, so this is their first prom that they've ever attended. So those are always fun to watch them find a dress and be able to walk out with it free of charge, or a suit free of charge. So yeah, that's the dresses will get packed up. Yesterday was our last day for this season. They'll get packed up and they'll be moved to the Danville High School. So the Danville High School counselor and I recognize that transportation can be an issue to get to Groton to see the dresses and suits, and so those items will all be packed up this weekend, and they'll move to Danville, the Danville School, for a week, so that those students have an opportunity to be able to participate in the program as well, and not have transportation be a barrier for them.
So obviously, Retreasure Community Closet is far-reaching as we chat with Jodi Fleurie-Wohlleb. She is our guest as part of the Wells River Savings Bank Monthly Business Spotlight. And we'll continue our conversation with Jodi in just a minute or so. I want to remind you, coming up next month on Friday morning, June 19th at 8:30, Carrie and Matt from Wildflower Cafe in Lisbon will be our guest.
Hi, I'm Lori Riggy, Commercial Loan Specialist at Wells River Savings Bank. What makes a good bank? For some, it's convenience. For others, it's trust. At Wells River Savings Bank, you don't have to choose. For over 130 years, we've been more than just a bank. We've been your neighbors. We know our customers by name and care about the things that matter most to them. From supporting local youth sports and community projects to helping families and small businesses grow, every dollar that stays local helps our communities thrive. Because a mutual community bank like ours, your deposits don't just sit in an account. They go back into the community to make a real difference. Wells River Savings Bank, where community comes first and financial success follows. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
As we join into our conversation again, remind our listeners that this is the third Friday of the month when we feature different businesses in the listening area. And right now the spotlight is on Retreasure Community Closet in Groton, Vermont. And we're talking with Jodi Fleurie-Wohlleb, who has been running it now for just over a year. Is that right, Jodi?
That's right. March 6th of last year is when we opened, so we just celebrated 1 year of service.
Everything is free. How does that work? I mean, how do you make your living and all of that, Jodi?
Well, there is no making a living.
Okay.
The thing is that it fills my heart every week, actually, because it really, even though we're open on Thursdays, it's become basically a full-time job for me, meeting with folks outside of the Thursday time slot who are in crisis or who Thursdays just don't work for. It's a week's worth of donations to go through before we open again each Thursday. So all the things that we offer come into the shop as a donation. So things like the clothing and shoes and undergarments, household goods, that all comes in for free. Some folks do offer to donate items like the food that is on our food shelf or the hygiene items. And then those that make monetary donations, their donations go directly back into filling in the holes that we're not able to fill through our donations.
Okay.
And that goes for holes in the food shelf, holes in the hygiene stations. So if we're low on shampoo and those donations just aren't coming in, then we'll purchase those items. But we also will get community requests. So it could be that a child at the school needs a snowsuit. And if we don't have it on the shelf, we'll put it out on our social media page and ask for a donation of the 2T, let's say, for instance, snowsuit. If one of those don't come in after, a little period of time, depending on the urgency, then we'll go ahead and purchase that item.
Okay.
We try really hard to use as many resources as we can, as many people as we can, to try to solicit the item, by donation. We have a very, very small budget. No one is paid. It's everything that's done in the shop is done strictly by volunteers. And so we're hopeful that in time, our rent and insurance is currently paid by my husband and I, but we're hopeful that in time the community closet will be able to support itself, and those items will be able to be paid for through funds that we have from, at the community closet.
Sure. And what's the definition in regards to receiving the clothing and some of the other things? Do you have certain guidelines that you go by, Jodi?
Yeah, so we when we opened this, I really set the bar pretty high as far as what comes in. I really wanted to be able to and still want to be able to offer the very best, and I don't think it's an unrealistic expectation, to be honest. We get in some donations that absolutely floor me, that folks are getting rid of them, things that would otherwise end up in the landfill or the clothing boxes, things with brand new with price tags still on them, or very high-end brand clothing or household goods. We're always looking for items that are in, very good used condition, that are odor and smoke-free, that zippers work, buttons, are still intact, attached. In our household goods, we really want a plate or bowls to not be chipped or to be broken. Socks to have matches, shoes to have some more wear left in them. And honestly, I have been really, really surprised and honored all at the same time that the donations that we get are just above and beyond. Every once in a while we get something that just we're not going to be able to put out there and ends up in the recycle. But otherwise, the items we get are beautiful. I think we offer some of the best shopping locally, to be really honest, and I'm really proud of that, and I'm extremely proud of the community for recognizing, that they can to contribute by offering really good items that would otherwise, like I said, not make the cut and end up somewhere that they don't need to be. Instead of in somebody else's hands.
Certainly.
They can reuse and reuse the items.
Yeah, Retreasure Community Closet right there in Groton. Take what you need, give what you can. Jodi Fleurie-Wohlleb has been with us for the last few minutes. As we said, the third Friday of the month, we feature different businesses, compliments of Wells River Savings, your good neighbor bank. This has been the Business Spotlight. Your final comments might include what today, Jodi?
Come see us. We're open on Thursdays from 2 to 7. As I mentioned, the coffee's always hot. We always have a snack available, either something hot in the crock pot, or we had crackers and cheese this week. So there's always something for people to munch on. Come make a donation. Just come see what we're all about. I think people are very surprised when they get there to think that they're in a free shop with both the quality and quantity of stuff that we have to offer. We encourage people to spread the word. We still are new, and we are kind of hidden in the town of Groton. But find us. And come learn to love us like so many others have. We welcome all, and I truly mean that. So come find us on Thursday afternoons from 2 to 7 at 1334 Scott Highway in Groton. If you know where the library is, we're right next door.
At Retreasured Community Closet. Wow. Great information you've provided our listeners today, Jodi.
Thank you very much for having me. And again, thank you to Wells River Savings Bank for inviting me.
It is 8:53, and a reminder, next month on the Friday morning, June 19th at 8:30, it'll be Carrie and Matt from Wildflower Cafe in Lisbon as our Business Spotlight continues, brought to you by Wells River Savings, your good neighbor bank.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast: a few morning showers possible, then periods of sun developing this afternoon with a stray localized shower. Highs 60 to 65. Tonight, any spotty showers giving way to partly cloudy skies overnight and some areas of fog. Lows in the 40s. Saturday, the fog birds off to sunshine, some afternoon clouds, 70 to 75, partly sunny on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
And House Right Construction, located on Route 5 near the historic Newbury Common.